Good morning, friends, or whatever time it is when you're watching, but to me it is Sunday morning. I'm having some coffee, still in my pajamas as usual when I clean on the weekends, and I just wanted to share a real day with you. If you're new here, this is my life. I am making progress. I started this channel back in January of this year. It is now November, so almost a whole year. And I have made progress. I am very proud of the progress I've made. I have less mess than I did when I first started. And I have a routine and I know what to expect, and I'm a little bit quicker at the cleanup. But I just want to encourage you, if you are somebody who feels like this is just never ending and it's the same thing over and over and you're not making progress, you probably are. If you're trying, if you're making any effort repeatedly, you probably are making some progress. But it just is life. It's life. Unless you get rid of everything you own, life is just gonna keep happening. And so for me, I am just accepting that fact and kind of trying to roll with it. So let's roll with it together and take care of the house. I'm going to tidy up in the kitchen because that is always my biggest problem area. And I'm probably gonna do voiceover because I have a toddler and she's watching YouTube. So I'm probably gonna do voiceover from here on out, but I just wanted to touch base with you, check in face to face, have some coffee with you and say, you're doing great, you're doing a good job, and let's get to it. You want the piggy to catch it?
I want the horse so he can catch it. I want the horse so he can catch it. I want the horse so he can catch it.
Hello. Okay, let's just get to the voiceover. There are lots of distractions. My daughter was begging me to play with her for a little bit, so we took a quick break with the piggy puppet. But let's get back to work and focus on cleaning this stove. So if you are new here, this channel is all about transformation. It is not just decluttering and cleaning the house, but really working on the core issues that have gotten us into the messes that we're in. So in today's episode, we are spending the whole day doing a major weekend cleanup. Every week, I try to do a weekend reset of some kind, but I don't know. Let's just say that some weeks are a little more thorough than others, and today is one of those days. Today, I'm going to do the stuff that I usually skip. I like the stove, for instance. It is something that I do. I mean, if you have been watching for a while, you know that I do clean the stove sometimes. You've seen it before, so it's not like I never do it. But this is something that I had to start incorporating. It was something that I always avoided in the past. And then once I did it a couple of times, I realized, oh, this is an important step in the routine. This is something that needs to be added. So my top culprits that usually get forgotten because I run out of time or I just don't want to do it are usually now the ensuite bathroom to my bedroom and then mopping the floors. I typically live by the motto, meh, this is good enough. And that is really how I look at the stove a lot of times too, like, it's fine. But as I have been intentionally working on cleaning and decluttering my house every week for the last 11 months, I have realized that if I just do an good enough cleanup every single week, then eventually the proverbial chickens are gonna come home to roost. And they're probably gonna have plenty of dog hair tumbleweeds to use to pad their little nest. So it is important to me to be a little bit more intentional and not always leave out the tasks that I don't like. Let's see, what else? This is kind of just cleaning the stove is a little bit, boring, I guess. But again, it is something that needs to be done, because if you don't do it on a regular basis, then things really get caked in there and really get stuck. And then it's an even worse problem. And that is something that I'm learning. I mean, I know it sounds really simple, so if you already know this, please excuse my ignorance. Oh, and this was the weekend, so I'm like a week and a half behind here. So this was the weekend of the time change here in the US, for most of our states here. And so while I was cleaning the stove, I remembered that we needed to change the clocks. So I changed the clocks right then and there. I think it was like 8 o'clock in the morning or something obscene to be doing a whole house clean. Yeah, but anyway, this is one thing, this concept of, the more work you do on a regular basis, the less work you really have to do overall, because it's not like piling up. And I'm really, really finding it to be true. Like when I clean the stove once a week, it's really not that bad. But if I let it go 2, 3, 4, 8, 12 weeks without touching it, then whenever I do finally address it, it is a real beast to tackle. And this is the part, like actually cleaning the grates. Is that what you call those things? The grate? I don't know. But anyway, this is one of the parts of this task of cleaning the stove that I leave out regularly, even still, because I don't like it. It's annoying. It's awkward. It's inconvenient, and it takes time. But if I were more willing to clean it as I go, on this channel, there's a big joke that I know that if I cleaned as I go, that things would be much easier for me. But I refuse to clean as I go. But I think I'm being broken down day by day. I am slowly coming to the realization that cleaning as I go really is a better way to live. It is just sort of like moving that knowledge into my body and enacting the actions that need to take place. But anyway, so yes, if I were willing to do this part more often, then maybe I wouldn't have to take them all off and clean them in the sink. Like if I just wiped stuff off with a little spray and a paper towel right after I finish cooking, then I wouldn't have to be scrub-a-dub-dubbing every once in a while. So that's, there's still room for improvement. I have not achieved enlightenment and perfection yet. I'm getting close, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. And as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking, so we're poor right now. We are really, this is not a joke, actually. I shouldn't be laughing. We are really struggling financially. My husband makes very good money, but our expenses are just out of control, and we are working on that. But anyway, so because we are poor, and because it's delicious, we decided to start doing like breakfast for dinner sometimes. And so as I'm talking about the stove, I'm thinking right now of what is left on the stove from our dinner last night, because I made pancakes. And I love pancakes. They were outstandingly delicious pancakes. But I foolishly and ignorantly but willfully, on purpose, I walked away, and on the edge of the stove, like that right hand edge by the countertop, there are several giant splatters of dried pancake batter right now as we speak. Not in the video, but like in real time when I'm talking to you. And man, like I have so many regrets because like I could have in the moment cleaned it up, right? And it would have taken probably 2.3 seconds, if even that long, because it was not yet dried and congealed. But now, because it has sat there for over 12 hours, and by the time I finally get home, it'll be, almost 24 hours. By the time I finally get around to cleaning it, it will be so much more difficult because I'm going to have to chip away at it. So, or like really spray the crap out of it and then let it sit for a while before I start cleaning. But either way, it is going to take me a significantly like longer amount of time to do it than if I had just done it in the moment. So anyway, that's my lesson. That's why, honestly, that's why I made this channel. It's because I am really bad at realizing these things, like just day by day, because it's just so, I don't know, you just like get caught up in your life and you just move on with things. And so to have this on film and like be confronted with it on a weekly basis and be intentional about it every single week is really helping me to understand like where my weak spots are and where I can improve. And even though I am highly resistant to making those changes a lot of the time, I do still somehow manage. Like the more I look at it, the more I talk about it, the more I am aware of it, the more I make these little incremental changes, and I see the results of them. So that's kind of cool. So yeah. What else, guys? Oh, something else that I am working on lately, that we're not looking at right now, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I just remembered, is some of the things that I am doing differently that help me, that I've seen as, oh gosh. Ooh, okay. If any of you have a Keurig, sorry, I will get back to the thing that I was going to say, but that little, like, or whatever, any of those little single serve coffee machines, they have that little like drip tray on the bottom, and I moved ours and cleaned it, which I never do, but this day I was like, I should do it. And I did it, and this is what I got. I got it all over the floor. I got coffee splats on the floor. Or wait, how did I get the coffee splats on the floor? I don't know. But anyway, regardless, either way, I did end up washing it out. And it is so gross. That is, you know what? That's another task that I should really do on a regular basis instead of waiting until it's like so disgusting that I just can't stand it anymore, which has been my habit for many years, is just waiting until something is so disgusting that it literally cannot be ignored a moment longer. Just spoiler alert, that's not a great strategy for life, if that's how you operate. Oh, yes, and now I'm refilling my cleaning bottle with some concentrate. Oh, and here is Amelia back. By the way, I promise I will get back to what I was going to say, but we are wearing matching pajamas, and I love them so much, and that's probably part of why we are poor, is that I need to stop spending money on matching pajamas that are expensive. We have enough right now. We have plenty. I am on a Little Sleepy's pajama ban. I'm on a hiatus for the next, year. Like, all of her pajamas are probably going to fit her for the next year. And all of my pajamas, I guess if they don't fit when I lose weight, then tough nuggets for me. Sorry, I'm around children a lot, and I don't swear around them, although I do swear sometimes in real life. So watch out if you hear a swear. Don't be too offended, but it does slip out sometimes. But anyway, I really like these pajamas. They're fall themed. They're gorgeous in real life, and they are from Little Sleepy's, not sponsored. So anyway, back on track. Sorry, friends. The things that I have been doing that are helpful, maybe it can help you. I've gotten more consistent with cleaning the gunk off of the stovetop, even though it's still a little struggle. Oh, gotta put these random things away. So I've gotten a little bit better with that. I have gotten better about vacuuming. I know we've talked about vacuuming in the past, so we have gotten more consistent with vacuuming. I do it at least once a week. I am working on doing it more than once a week. And then what else? Yes, I have also been trying to do a load or two of laundry every single day. I have to admit something, guys. I was wrong about doing laundry every day. It actually is great. I used to say that I thought doing laundry every day would be torture and horrific and awful. Oh, okay. This is my food scale. Okay, let's talk about the food scale now. And then we'll get back to laundry. So the food scale I bought at the start of a 10-week weight loss program called Body Slims. I am currently in the middle towards the end of week 7 of this program. I have not used that food scale one time. Not a single time. Have not touched it, except for right here where I'm going to put it away. And sorry, there's Amelia. She has been enjoying running into my butt lately. Toddlers like weird stuff. But anyway, so yeah, I haven't touched the food scale at all in the last 7 weeks, and I don't intend to ever use it. So if anyone is looking for a food scale, hit me up. Let me know. But in any case, so back to the laundry. So I used to think that laundry, doing it every single day, would be horrific and awful and annoying, and that it would be a waste of time, and that it would not be a good strategy. However, I have started doing the laundry every day, and there is plenty of laundry every day to do a small load, and it is honestly the best thing. It is the best thing. Like currently, as I'm speaking to you right now, I have a load in the laundry at home that I threw in right before I left the house. And then when I get home, I'm going to put it in the dryer. And then by the end of the day, I'm going to put it away. And then it'll be done. And it'll take me like 5 minutes. Whereas historically, when I was doing laundry, I would wait until my basket was absolutely overflowing. And then I would lug it downstairs. And I would put it all in there and hope for the best. And then put it in the dryer, and I'd have to run the dryer again because there was too much stuff in it and it wasn't always dry right away after one cycle. And then I would leave it just sitting somewhere for a day or two or more, usually more. And I would, sorry, I just got a notification that my AirPods are running out of battery, but that's not great because I'm not using my AirPods right now, but let's check the sound. All right, we're back. Crisis averted. Sometimes my Bluetooth fights with itself. And so anyway, I was afraid, I had to check the AirPods because I was afraid that they were trying to pick up the sound, and that you weren't going to hear my beautiful voice or anything that I was trying to tell you. And again, I apologize. The sound quality on these videos, I am aware, it is not the greatest. It is not the best. When I make my first $1 million, I will definitely buy like a good podcasting microphone so that the sound of my voice will be even more beautiful to you. But for now, I am poor. This is what we're working with. And, you can like it or leave it, I guess. You're still here, so obviously something's okay enough. But anyway, thank you, but sincerely, thank you for putting up with it because I know it is not the greatest and I am doing my very best. All right, what were we talking about? Laundry. So yeah, I put the laundry away quickly. It is great. It is done. And doing laundry every day has actually improved my life significantly. So highly recommend, if you're able to, give it a shot. I do know though, like obviously if you live somewhere where you don't have a washer and dryer in your house or your apartment, that would be a lot more difficult. Or if, I don't know what else would make it more difficult, but if there are circumstances that would make that too difficult, then don't try it. But if there are no barriers to that, then give it a shot. See how you like it. I was resistant, but now that I've tried it for like a week or two, I really enjoy it. So give it a shot. Why not? Here's another task that I hate doing. I hate drying and putting away the things in the sink, in the drying rack. I do not like it. I never, Amelia wanted to wear Ed's vampire costume. So there it is. But yeah, so I really don't like this part. I don't like it at all. And I think just because it takes time, like it feels like a waste of time to do this, but I guess it needs to be done, because if I don't put these away, then there won't be room for the new things to get dried. And then it's just a massive pile of all of our little containers. And then I don't know what. And then what? I don't know what the worst case scenario is. I guess it just looks cluttered. And that doesn't bother me a ton, but it definitely bothers Ed. He does not like when the sink is cluttered. So I try. Guys, I try. That's all I can say about that. I do try. But anyway, so laundry, I've been doing that every day. What else? I've also been keeping the flat surfaces pretty clutter-free for the most part. Like, I know the table, you can see, I don't know if you can see it. I'm standing right in front of it, so you can't see it right now. But the clutter level of our dining room table, oh my goodness. Like, if you saw it a year ago, or even a few months ago, honestly, like if you saw it a while ago, you would, like, it would take me a full, I don't know, 15 minutes, if not more, to declutter everything, like put things away, throw things away, and then actually wipe it off. Like, that would take a whole 15, 20 minutes. That was not a quick task. But now it takes maybe 5 minutes, probably not even 5 minutes sometimes, because I am trying to do a much better job of addressing it every single day rather than waiting until the end of the week to do something about it. So I am very proud of myself for that. And then the other flat surface that I have done a better job with, you'll see a little bit later, but look at the table. Okay, it is not perfect, clearly. There are birthday balloons that are like a month old. You will get the satisfaction of seeing me deflate them later. But this table, like, it's going to get cleaned off quickly towards the end of the video. Like, it will be an easy peasy thing to do. Whereas before, it would have been so much worse. And then the other thing, like I said, that has been better, the other flat surface, is the dresser in our bedroom. That area used to be just an absolute dumping ground. Like, if I didn't feel like putting laundry away, it would end up on the dresser. If I didn't feel like, figuring out what to do with the stuff that I was getting off of the kitchen table, I would put it on the dresser. If I had a bunch of stuff that needed to be returned to a store or something, it would go on the dresser. And now the dresser really is just a clear area. The only two things that are on it right now are like a humidifier that actually we probably could put away. We just had it out when Amelia was sick a little while ago. And we have a caddy that has all of Amelia's hair accessories and stuff. And that's it. Those are the things that get to live on the dresser. Everything else, if it rests on the dresser, that needs to be like a very temporary transition, not a landing spot that is going to last forever. So I like that I am making rules for myself. Normally, when I make rules for myself, I'm not very good at following the rules, only because, like, I know that I'm the only one who cares. Like, it's my rule that I made, so, like, who cares if I break it? I do much better when I'm accountable to someone else, usually. But I am getting much better. Like, I'm making a conscious effort to respect myself. Really, like, it's really respecting my future self, honestly. Like, respecting who is going to show up and encounter the space later. Like, I'm trying to do my future self favors. So keeping the table clean, keeping the dishes done, keeping the laundry done, like, these are all little gifts to my future self. I think maybe I need to think about it more like that, as opposed to, like, here's this oppressive rule that has to be followed. It's like, oh, like, here's a nice little thing I can do for myself. Like, what a gift, what a treat. What a nice, kind, and loving thing that I just did. Maybe that's the way to motivate. I don't know. But either way, I'm on it. I'm taking care of stuff. I'm taking care of business, and I'm proud of myself. What else? Let's see. Oh, yes, I have notes that I'm referring to. So you should definitely congratulate me on that. I am being much more organized than I used to be. So you should give me credit for that, because there has been like a lull in my content creation where I was really just kind of like slapping things together a little bit. Because I was in survival mode, and don't get it twisted. Like, I am still in survival mode. However, I am trying to, like, if I'm going to do something, I would like to do it with full effort, right? There's no point in doing something if I'm just gonna like barely put any effort in. So look at me. I have put effort in. I have many notes. I have cohesive and clear thoughts. Look at, okay, I'm going to get distracted though. Look at these apples. Amelia is still on her apple nibbling kick. This is one of the reasons that we are poor right now, is I keep buying 3-pound bags of apples, and she keeps eating like little nibbles of them and will not let me cut them up to save my life. Like, it's almost a cruel joke now. Every time we offer her an apple, or she asks for an apple, I'll say, "You want me to cut it up for you?" And she says, "No, give it to me. What does she say? Like, "I just want to eat it like that," is what she says. "I just want to eat it like that," like, which means don't touch it. Like, you can rinse it off and dry it off, but that's it. Like, don't mutilate my apple. Like, I'm going to mutilate the apple. Is she crying right now? I don't know what's happening in this video. It looks like she's upset upon reflection, but I was very invested in washing these dishes. So, I'm so sorry for being a terrible parent. Oh, what, is she crying or is she I don't know what she's asking for. Anyway, by the way, there are other adults at home during oh, okay, good. I'm about to be a good mom, I hope. Nope, I'm not about to be a good mom. What is going on? Okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem when you film something. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that. That is amazing. Oh, and wah, wah, wah. Here's the rest of it. Here's the problem with filming and then doing the voiceover like a week and a half later. I don't remember what happened anymore. So let's just say that I took a break and was a perfect mother, and Amelia is just fine now. But in all seriousness, there are always other adults and other humans in the house when I'm doing this kind of thing and Amelia's home, like 9 times out of 10, especially if it's on the weekend. So she does have a father. He was home. So don't get mad at me that I was letting my kid cry. Oh no. Oh. She's fine. She's very well adjusted, and is well taken care of. So anyway, here we go. What was I talking about besides being a horrific mother? I don't know anymore. Oh yeah, how prepared I was. And how cohesive my thought process was. And how not distracted or completely off base I was going to be from now on. I was going to give you my all here, friends. Okay, so I'm cleaning off this counter space. We have some medications, we've got books, we've got condiments, we've got doggy poop bags, you name it, this countertop has it. So anyway, I am just cleaning this up, putting stuff away. If you have or have ever had toddlers, you know how this happens, right? Like, kids will find stuff, they'll bring it to you to look at. And then you don't have time to put it away, and then you put stuff on a flat surface, and then, and then this cycle continues. Oh, she wants me to roll up her sleeves. Please, for the love of all that is holy, tell me that I look at her and help her roll up her sleeves. Nope. Oh gosh, this is really painful to watch. This is actually, I mean, she seems happy right now, but I'm like yelling at myself, like, come on, Megan. Oh gosh, there goes another apple. Things are deteriorating quickly. Let's just see. Oh, okay, I'm dancing, but that's still not helping her with her sleeve problem. This is really difficult. Come on. Is she having fun with the sleeve? Is that why I wasn't paying attention? Or am I just a cold-hearted witch? I don't know anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're seeing this. I hope that no one calls protective services, because I let her sleeve stay like that. But to be fair, she did ask to wear this. She did ask. It is a men's medium. Okay, thank goodness. My gosh. This really... That was way too long. And I look frustrated. What is wrong with me? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. See, again, this is really good. This is good information. Okay. If any of you, really want to be humbled, I highly recommend that you film yourself doing your day-to-day activities, and then watch it back and comment on it, because boy, boy, is it eye-opening. This is great, actually. This is really informational, and I am going to go pick up my daughter and give her a really big hug and pay a lot of attention to her when I get done today, because that was really painful to watch. That was really sad, actually. I'm actually feeling sad right now. Yeah, I'm actually feeling sad right now. That was unexpected. Because while it is obviously important to keep a tidy home and to clean things up, and it is really hard for me to stay on track and stay on task when I have distractions, it's really, that was really sad to watch, like, those multiple bids for attention from my daughter, and to see what she sees, like, to see myself from how she might see me. So, so that was deep and unexpected. So if anyone has comments on my parenting, I don't think anything you can say would be more effective than what I just saw for myself. So anyway, all right, back to the upbeat video, I guess. I just went and changed. It was starting to get pretty hot here because I was, bustling around, ignoring my child. And so now it's time to strip down the bed and get the sheets and blankets in the wash and get that all moving. And this top is my official cleaning top now that I wear because I accidentally bleached it a few weeks ago, because I don't use bleach a whole lot, and I forgot that bleach will bleach your clothes if it touches your clothes. So anyway, this is now the top, my official cleaning outfit. And and what else? What else about the bed? I don't know. There's not much else to say. So maybe now is as good a time as any to introduce my new segment, which which I think, I don't know, I'm going to workshop the title. You can help me, maybe if you have any suggestions for a title for this segment. But it's called Arguing Forward. So you may have heard of Pay It Forward. And I got this concept from another YouTube creator called Paige Turner. Yes, that is her real, well, it's not her real name, but that is her name, and she is an author. So I guess that's her pen name, is Paige Turner. And she's actually really, really brilliant. She has had, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. You can go check her out yourself, but she's incredible. But she has this really great video about how to deal with trolls or negative comments. And she was talking about how she used to spend a lot of time on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, like responding to comments or making comments on other people's posts sometimes, where somebody would make a really stupid comment, or somebody would make an ignorant comment or a rude comment or whatever. And here's Ed now wearing the the costume top. See, he is parenting while I'm working, so don't worry, she is fine. But yeah, so anyway, I was watching Paige Turner, and she was saying that instead of wasting your time responding to and arguing with people in like the internet space, to use it to your advantage, to use that energy to make your own creation. So you're not going to change anybody's mind on the interwebs, but you could just share your own opinion and create content. So anyway, that is a really long way of saying that I am going to read you a comment that I saw on my local Facebook group, my local town, their Facebook group. I'm going to read you the comment, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about it, because I saw this and I had a very strong reaction. And I started to type a response to it, and then I realized this would be the perfect time to start arguing forward. So here is the comment. This is from, like I said, a local Facebook group from my town. Someone made a comment somebody made a post lamenting the loss of another restaurant in the town. And a lot of people were saying, and it was I think it was a wings type restaurant. And that was all they did, wings, right? Beer, wings, maybe some pizza, your typical stuff that you would sell in a wing shop, okay? So somebody posted, "I can't believe this closed. I'm so sad. I wanted to try it." And a lot of people in the comments were saying things like, yeah, this town is really, it really sucks for small businesses, and it doesn't support small businesses, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. But then just a guy named Gary commented the following. He said, "Restaurants that specialize in a certain cuisine only will never make it. They have to still offer food that appeals to most people." All right, so that is the most absurd thing I have ever heard, okay? All right, so restaurants that specialize in a certain cuisine only will never make it. Let's just break that down, because I feel like almost all restaurants like thrive on specializing in a certain type of food, right? Like, okay, we have Chipotle, very successful business. They only serve certain type of cuisine, one type of cuisine, Mexican food, or like whatever you would call that type of food, Tex-Mex, I don't know, whatever, some amalgamation of Mexican food, right? That's Chipotle, okay? Very successful business. Take Starbucks, for example. I don't know, they sell coffee, okay? Very successful business. Pizza Hut, Domino's, only sell pizza. I would argue those are pretty successful business models. Thai food restaurants that only serve Thai food, doing okay. They're doing all right. Indian food restaurants, doing pretty great. Chinese food restaurants. Like, Gary, my guy, like, what do you mean? What do you mean that restaurants that specialize in only a certain cuisine will never make it? Like, I don't That is the silliest comment I've ever seen in my life. So I just wanted to share that with you, and just let you know that I think that specializing in one very specific type of cuisine is probably a very successful business model. And that would arguably probably not be the reason that the Wings restaurant closed down. That's probably not the reason. Oh gosh. Sorry. All right. Back to reality. Do you know how I was saying that this dresser, the only two things are allowed to live on the dresser? So I guess I was breaking my rule. And what was my consequence going to be? Oh yeah, I'm seeing if that sweatshirt was needing to be cleaned or not. Yeah. All right. So my consequence that I said a few weeks ago was that if I started cluttering up this flat surface again, that I was going to have to wear a bikini to clean in the future, in a future video. I am going to respectfully rescind that consequence. Okay, and then when did he take that off? Guys, the timeline on this video is real sketchy. I kind of am not sure exactly what order I filmed all of this in versus when it has been, like, how I edited it together. And I'll explain that in a minute, but let me just finish my thought here. Yeah, I'm not actually going to clean in a bikini. That would attract a whole different audience that I am really just not interested in appealing to. So, I'm just going to try harder. Oh, I think that was a little newborn diaper, a clean one, that I had saved it just to remember how tiny Amelia used to be. But then I used it on one of her dolls, and then she thought it was really fun to take it off of the doll, and then it ended up on the, eventually on the dresser. So I'm going to throw it away because it had dog hair all over it. So yes. Yeah. Okay, but look here, it's all clean again, all right? So no need for a consequence, please. And I'm also very proud of this part of the room because my corner is a very dangerous place. It is a place that tends to also accumulate a lot of stuff. So the fact that I could, like, bust in here, clean it up in about like a minute or two, that is pretty impressive. So good job to me for staying consistent with that. There is only a little bit going on. Oh my goodness. And here's the bathroom. That is another area that I am just really avoidant of sometimes. Yeah, I just really struggle. I never want to clean my shower. I never want to clean the toilet. I never want to declutter in here. I just struggle. So this is another area that I'm going to work on cleaning on a more regular basis and not avoiding. My goal is to start cleaning this every other week. How about that? How about every other week? I feel like every week would be great, but as of right now, I think every other week is realistic. So, oh yeah, so the video got chopped up. Let's talk about that. I'm sure no one cares, but it matters to me, so we're going to talk about it. So, I filmed this video on a day before I had finished editing my last cleaning video. And if you know anything about storage capacities on iPhones, there is a limit. And so what happened is when I started filming all this, it took me hours and hours to do it all. And there's a bunch that I cut out, believe it or not. And so, like, the video is an hour and 23 minutes, and I probably cut out another, or didn't film at least another hour or two worth of activity, okay? So that's a lot of storage. Plus, I already had, like I said, this other footage on my phone. And so I had to make some hard choices. And I ended up having to back up all of the video onto my Google Cloud because I pay for extra storage for that. So I took all the videos off of my iPhone, which took probably 3 or 4 hours because I had to make sure they were backed up. And then I took them off the iPhone and like deleted everything off the iPhone, deleted a bunch of apps, like freed up as much space as I could so I could finish editing the last video, the closet declutter video. So I finished editing that and then deleted all that off my phone to make more space. And then for some reason, when I tried to put all of this footage back, it was in a bunch of different chunks. When I tried to put all this footage back into my iPhone to edit, it wasn't coming back in the right order. So anyway, long story short, I don't know exactly the order in which all of this was filmed. I tried to piece it together the best I could. But if you wanted a little behind the scenes of what it's like to try and create content 100% from your phone, an iPhone 13, that's what it's like. That's what it's like. It is a challenge. So when you think about trying, like, I know some content creators are like, oh, you should just batch film and then edit all at once, and then you have all this content that you can like slowly trickle out into the world. It's like, that would be amazing if I had unlimited storage, but I don't. So anyway, that is enough about that. Oh, that little tiny potty. Okay, who has small toddlers who need to be potty trained? Raise your hand, because I have one and she needs to be potty trained and I am really still struggling. But as mentioned before, I'm very poor, so getting rid of the diaper situation would be nice. So I don't know. I guess, what am I afraid of? Let's dig into the psychological depths of my mind. What am I afraid of? Oh, all right. I am afraid of the effort that it's going to take. I am afraid of dealing with her resistance. I am afraid of getting frustrated because I definitely do not want to shame her. I do not want to make her feel bad if she has any accidents. I mean, it's not even an accident, right? Like, it's a new skill. She doesn't even know how to do it. Like, it wouldn't even be an accident. It would be like a part of the learning process, right? So I definitely want to be mindful of that. So I need to be in a really good headspace where I am not too stressed out, where I am not hormonally imbalanced. So there are definitely a couple weeks out of the month where it would not be a good idea to try for me. And then I also want to make sure that she feels ready, that she feels empowered, that she feels in control. Like, I want it to be something she wants to do. And so far, every time I have mentioned it, she doesn't seem that excited about it. And she is also the kind of kid who, like, if she's in the middle of something and she has a dirty diaper, she does not want to interrupt, like, I'm sure most kids are like this, but she doesn't want to stop what she's doing to go get changed, right? So I can already anticipate that with potty training, like, if she's in the middle of doing something she really likes, there is a high chance that she's not going to want to stop and go use the potty. So those are my challenges that I have to consider. And I want to do it in a very kind and loving way. I want to make sure that she feels supported, and I don't want to make it like a drama or a power struggle. So I need to do a little more research. I have watched a few videos about like the oh crap method. I probably should just bite the bullet and buy the book or go to the library and borrow the book or something, because again, I'm super poor right now. So yeah, maybe I will go to the library and get that book. But anyway, I want to have a strategy and a plan and go for it. That is the plan. What else? Yeah, look at that. this countertop is always just such a mess, man. And this bathroom, I don't know when we're going to paint it. I don't know when we're going to finish updating it. But it is literally just the last room in the house that we think about or care about. It is always, it's just, I mean, it's in like the farthest corner of the house. It is hidden. The only people who see it are me and my husband and our 2-year-old. So we just don't prioritize it. Like, guests aren't coming in here. You know, the only, like, well, and now, and like, you guys see it. So I guess thousands of other people see it. But, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what the motivation is. Again, I guess thinking about it like a gift to myself. I need to start caring about myself more, so that it matters to me if I have a nice experience in my bathroom or if I just have whatever experience this is, I guess. So, yeah, we will keep chugging along. We'll keep working on it. Which brings me actually back to my notes. Here's what I wrote. I'm trying to remind myself that cleaning is not for other people. It's for me. I deserve to feel good in my living space. I deserve to have easy access to the things that I use every day without digging through a bunch of clutter to get there. I deserve nice things just because I'm me. I don't need to wait until we're hosting a party or an overnight guest in order to have a genuinely clean or tidy home. And then I wrote, I hope you heard what I just said. But what's funny is right now reading this, I'm like, dang, like, I hope I heard what I just said. I need to hear this, right? This is and I wrote, this was a huge shift for me. I am still in the middle of this shift. In case anybody should start to think that I am like figuring this out, I am very much in the middle of the process of figuring this out. Like, I am in it. I am figuring this out, okay? Because my whole life I was allowed to live in chaos and clutter. And I don't think I understood that a tidy home was possible if I was the one in charge. I told myself for decades that I am just a messy and disorganized person. So anyway, what I'm learning right now is that like these are not inherent character traits, like being tidy, being organized. Those things are skills, guys. Like, this was a huge mind-blowing realization for me. I started watching Alex Hormozy recently. I'm hoping you're familiar with him. He's like this super smart, motivated, like business guru, I guess. But I mean, he really doesn't have any like magic information. It's just literally like, you just need to work. Like, you just need to work hard. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter how educated you are. It doesn't matter how much money your family had. Like, you literally, if you put in enough reps, if you put in enough time and energy in the right direction, you can succeed. And so I love what he says about this kind of stuff, right? Like these character traits that we admire in other people, like, you know, somebody being charismatic or somebody being a good business person or somebody being really good at sales and marketing, you know, somebody being really good at budgeting and managing their finances, somebody being good at social media, somebody being good at keeping their home clean and tidy, somebody good at decorating and having this like eye for, you know, harmony in a home and all of that. Like, I have always ascribed those traits to something that you're born with, like something that you just have. And so because I viewed things that way, I always thought like, oh, well, I can't do that, or I can never have, you know, X, Y, Z, whatever, because I wasn't born with that trait. Like, I'm not an organized person, or I'm not a disciplined person, or I, you know, whatever it is, right? I'm not good at social media. I'm not good at decorating, right? But once I heard, like, and I'm sure he's not the first person that I've heard say it, but I think I'm just in the right mindset right now to really hear it and start like noodling on it and like integrating it into my life. Like, these are all skills. He said in one of his talks, like, and I'll link the video because I think it's that good. Like, everyone should watch him because he's incredible. But if you really break it down, like charisma, in his video, he talks about charisma, right? Like, you say like, oh, that guy's really charismatic. What you're really saying is like, oh, that guy looks people in the eye and smiles when he meets them. Oh, that guy remembers someone's name and greets them by name when he meets them. Oh, that guy, like whatever. He basically like broke down all of the components of charisma, right? And so it's not that this guy over here was born charismatic. It's that he was probably socialized to learn all of these different micro like things that he does that as a whole come across as charismatic. And so it's the same thing with budgeting, with finance, with tidying your home, with losing weight and being an active person. Like, those are all things that can be broken down. Like with my weight loss journey and my cleaning and tidying my home journey. I've said it a million times. Like, I grew up in chaos. I was never required to be disciplined in my private life, right, at home. And so I did a lot of, like, at work and in professional environments, I've done a lot of, like, masking and, like, flailing around, acting very competent. And I am competent in a lot of ways, but I always had this fundamental belief that I wasn't good and I wasn't disciplined and I wasn't able to, right? And so for me, over this last year, I have figured out the steps that it takes to become that way. My house is not perfect, but it is a heck of a lot better than it used to be because I have systematically, every single week, done something. I have taken a step. I have done an action towards becoming a person who has a tidy house. So it's not that you have to be born to be that way, but it is, you can choose to overcome and override that limiting belief that you are, just bad at it. You can choose to override that in your little software system in your head and start taking actions, and start taking those actions consistently over time. And it's not going to be this magical thing where, like, you do it for 2 weeks and then everything's better. Like, I know that is more dramatic, and people love to watch YouTube videos like that where it's like, I decluttered my whole house in 5 hours and it was amazing, or I changed my whole life in a week, or I decluttered my whole life in 30 days. Like, that's interesting, right? That's interesting, but the longevity of that is not there, okay? Like, the actual who they are as a person has not shifted in that amount of time. It's just not possible, right? So I would rather that if you feel like you want to make a change, I would rather that you make small changes consistently over a long period of time, like a year, okay? 6 months, a year. And then you will see the results. Like, if I put a picture of how my house looked, and I wish I had one, I'll have to go back and look at some point, but maybe I will before I put this out. If I took a picture of my before of my house in January, and then I put it next to a picture of my before a declutter in, like, this video, I think you would see a massive difference. So I will actually, you know what? I will. I'm going to, for quality, because I'm committed to putting out quality content here, I will go back and I'll put it here and you will see it. the difference in the before pictures. The after is always going to be the after, right? The after is always going to be pretty and clean and tidy, right? But the before is what I'm more interested in, because the before shows what I was willing to tolerate in my home, like how I was willing to live, versus what I'm willing to tolerate now before I take action. That is the difference. That is the shift long term. So look at, this is beautiful. Okay, great. But that, that's not really the dramatic piece. All right, and here I am cleaning out the shower, kind of. I hate cleaning the shower. I will start doing a better job one day, maybe, but I hate cleaning the shower. I think probably it's like a tool issue. Like I need to get some dedicated, like sponges or scrubby things that are just for cleaning the shower, because, I mean, let's be honest, like a paper towel and a little bit of bleach spray, it's not going to do it. It's not really going to do much. The shower, I mean, fortunately, like the color of it, it doesn't really show a bunch of grime too badly, so it doesn't look awful, but it's certainly not, like if I was at a hotel and I opened the shower curtain and saw what this looked like, I would not be happy. But I guess because it's my own filth, right? It's like, well, it's all right. So anyway, that's another project we're going to start working on. All right, what else? What else do I have in my notes, guys? We got about 20 minutes left. Let's get to this. This is good, though, because I think we're covering a lot of ground here, covering a lot of topics. We had some tears, we had some laughter, and I think we're going to finish strong. So let's keep going. And if you are also working on a declutter in your house right now, or a cleanup day, then keep going. Definitely keep going. We are in the home stretch, okay? All right. What else? Oh, yeah, here we go. Let's get down to the psychology of my clutter from the past. Okay. So, here's what else I wrote. I used to be the kind of person who would come home from work and throw my work clothes in a pile on the floor. I would leave towels on the bathroom floor. I would leave dirty dishes in the sink until they grew mold. I would wait to take the garbage out for weeks sometimes. I wouldn't vacuum for months when I lived by myself. And I had a dog at the time who was an even worse shedder than the ones we have now. I literally did not care. My clutter and mess was an effective excuse to never invite anyone over. It was a barrier between me and my deeper relationships with other people. My car was the same. I could never offer anyone a ride home if they needed one in a pinch. And I could never carpool anywhere. My garbage was my armor. Because the truth was this: I also didn't know how to be in relationship with other people. I was a serial monogamist, and I could do one relationship at a time, but when it came to friendships or other types of casual relationships, I just didn't know how other people could do that. It seemed like an awful lot of work with a huge amount of emotional risk. Which, as I'm saying all of this, is actually kind of funny to me because of the field of work that I've chosen. I'm a licensed counselor. I have spent a lot of my career helping people with social skills and emotional regulation. And when I stopped doing that and went to work in healthcare with more practical tasks, I was really nice to a lot of people, and I prided myself on customer service. But on the inside, in my personal life, going deeper and maintaining long-term connections was way too scary. So I had absolutely no incentive to get my life together because nobody else would ever know. The boyfriend that I had in my mid-20s was probably the only thing that kept me from devolving into full-on hoarder mode, because he was a total clean freak, and he required me to live to his standards for 5 years. I did learn a lot from him, like taking my dishes directly to the dishwasher when I finished, or taking my cup to the sink after having a cup of tea. But ultimately, I returned to my old ways after we broke up until I decided that enough was enough and I was going to solve the problem for me. So here we are. I am 41 years old, and I think I'm actually getting a grip on this whole keeping up a household thing. Now it's time to start teaching my kids to join in so that they won't struggle like they move out when they move out on their own like I did. So those are all the notes I have, but I thought that was, an interesting thing to share, which, I don't blame my parents. And I know both of my parents watch these videos sometimes, so hello, I love you. Dang, I don't know what is going on. I got emotional again. Oh, and there's another little Sleepy's item. It is a sweatshirt to wear, which is another reason why I'm poor. And I'm not buying any more. But anyway, I love my parents very much. Oh, and this is Amari's bathroom. It was really not bad. We've been better about keeping this bathroom clean because it is his bathroom and the guest bathroom, but I did not have enough time or space on my phone. I didn't have enough space on my phone to show and film my cleaning. So magic. Just filmed a little before and after for you to show that I actually did clean this bathroom up. But yeah, so I love my parents. I'm not blaming my parents for, oh gosh, here's the floor. And the table. I'm not blaming my parents for my life. As a parent and somebody who's 40 now, I fully understand the struggle that they must have been going through when they were trying to raise my brother and me, right? So I'm not here to shame them or disparage them in any way. However, I really just didn't understand. I did not understand, and I didn't know how to do a lot of these things, like keep things tidy, keep things clean, and I didn't ask, right? I didn't ask, and nobody showed me, and so, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But the way that I grew up really now as a parent makes me hyper aware of the fact that you do have to teach children these things consciously, right? It's not just something that they absorb necessarily. I did absorb a lot of things from my parents that were positive, and they did teach me a lot of things that were very positive, but I think the practical day-to-day things, like keeping up a house or, oh, there goes the balloons, goodbye. I just cut them with scissors, by the way. They didn't make like a satisfying pop sound or anything. I just deflated them. But yeah, so right now, I am in the same boat that my parents were probably in, right? My son is almost 13 and he doesn't want to be bothered. He doesn't want to do anything that isn't fun. He doesn't want to do anything that isn't, his favorite thing to do. I'm throwing that away because it was made in China and is probably full of plastics that are going to seep into the water that we put in there. So I'm throwing it away because, of course, Amelia wants to drink out of it all the time. It was like a skull-shaped cup. But anyway, so Mario doesn't want to be bothered. Everything that we ask him to do is like pulling teeth, right? And I also have a toddler who everything that I ask her to do is like pulling teeth. So I'm tired, guys. I am tired, and I am sure that my parents were exhausted, and that teaching me or my brother how to clean or how to cook or how to budget or save money or whatever seemed like a bridge too far. Like if the child was not a willing participant, then it would be too painful. And also because I don't think that my parents had all of those skills together at the time either, just like I don't have all of the skills together. And so it is even more challenging to get up the guts to try to teach your kid something when you clearly also don't have it together, right? Like when I know and understand on a logical level that it is important to teach Amari and eventually Amelia about money, about saving, about investing, about putting things away for a rainy day, about saving up for what we want to buy rather than just using credit. Like these are all very important lessons. But these are also all things that I am currently very much struggling with, right? So to think about teaching your kid something that you are not great at feels intimidating and feels scary. And so I totally understand why I perhaps was not sat down and taught these skills as a kid. Because A, it's exhausting when someone is resistant, right? So I'm sure I wasn't like an eager student. And then also it is scary to try and teach someone something that you don't feel super confident about yourself. So I get it. I'm not like, so whenever I talk about like how I was growing up or how things were in my house when I was a kid, like I do not blame my parents. Like I'm not mad at them about it, right? I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, like this was horrible. I guess I just share it because A, it's true, right? I mean, at least that's my perception. Like what I'm saying is how I perceive how I grew up. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to clarify that, right? Like I appreciate my parents and all that they did and all that they continue to do in my life. And I fully now recognize like how difficult it must have felt to be in their shoes at the time. But all of that being said, now I am really trying to figure it out myself. And I still don't know how I'm going to teach Amari all of these things that I want him to know because he doesn't care. He doesn't want to know, right? And developmentally, like, I don't even know how capable he is of understanding it fully at this point, right? Like, he's a smart boy. Like, and I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm just saying, like, what's his motivation, right? What's his motivation? He doesn't want to save money for something. He doesn't want to do work. Like, he doesn't, you know what I mean? At least not on the surface, right? Not on like a conscious, like, yeah, not on a conscious level. So anyway, these are all things that I'm just like noodling on right now. So thank you for coming to my therapy session. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's all just a lot, guys. It's all just a lot. And I feel like there's a lot going on. What I'm doing right now, just in case you're curious, is, again, if you're new to this channel and you're still watching right now, holy cannoli, that is amazing. So thank you so much. We are on an hour and 14 minutes. So thank you. Thank you for your time. But if you're new, this corner, like all of this stuff in the video that I am currently like sifting through, this is my corner of like my stuff, right? So that basket is full of like my laptop, my like my notebooks, my calendar, all that kind of stuff for my work and my business. And then I also have like that little bag on the floor is my crafting bag because I'm running a Christmas market at my son's school this year. And so I'm making some things to sell at the school. And then I have apparently like 72 umbrellas in there. I don't know why. I've got a bag of like socks that I ordered on Amazon that nobody wants. And yeah, so this is all just like my corner. So I have like my corner in the bedroom, and then I have my corner out here in the kitchen. And, you know, I have asked, because my husband is a very handy gentleman who builds things beautifully. And so I have asked him if he could build like a little corner shelf over there, or a little cabinet where I could like shove things in there so that they wouldn't be, you know, just out in the world. But he said no. And so I said, fine, then I will just shove it in this little white plastic basket, because I am not going to go downstairs to the basement every time I need to get my calendar out to put something in there, or every time I, you know, need to pull out the laptop to do something. So that is my corner. But the corner had really gotten out of hand. It really, really did. Like, I don't know why there were 32 umbrellas and, you know, my pair of like heavy winter gloves and all of that over there. I don't know why. So I'm going to sort all that through and sort through it all and take some of the stuff downstairs, put some of the other stuff away. Unfortunately, I think with the socks, we may have passed our Amazon return window for them. I should really check on that. But they're really nice, thick socks. So if anybody needs some Dickies brand men's socks, there you go. Just if it would be more ideal if the same person who needed the socks also wanted the kitchen food scale. So again, hit me up. We can negotiate a price. And that'll be that. That'll be it. What else? What else, guys? This has been a real emotional roller coaster today. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking back to the part of the video where I was like having regrets about my parenting, and I'm like, ooh, should I delete that? Like, maybe I should cut it out. But you know what? Here's the thing that I pride myself on. Even if it's foolish, maybe it is foolish. I'm sure my mom's gonna cringe, because she always cringes when I share certain things. But you know what? Like, this is real life. And I feel like my job, my purpose here is to show you guys that you can change, because I am changing. I am willing to humble myself and look at the things that I've been doing wrong, or look at the things that I have been ignorant about, and really face them, and then make changes to fix it. Because the truth of the matter is, we are not stuck. We're not victims. We're not stationary, stuck beings who can't change. The only thing that gets in the way of us changing is usually ourselves and our own thought processes. So I'm sharing the ugly parts of my life. I'm sharing the ugly parts of my life because I used to think that I couldn't do better. I used to think that I just was how I was, and that was it. And so I hope that if you are watching me, if you're watching me mop my kitchen floor, because I haven't done it in like 2 months, or you're watching me ignore my daughter and realize that I need to change that, I hope that you're watching and realizing that you can improve things too.
Like, you don't have to just sit there and be mad about it or think that you're lazy or stupid or, you know, not capable. All you have to do is, like, be willing. You just have to be willing. So that's why I share this. And that's why I'm willing to be vulnerable with you, and why I'm willing to be ugly and imperfect and show you the real life that I live. So, yeah, if I can do it, you can do it.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling